Hello guys, so welcome and welcome back to Python Basics series. So in this particular video, we are on part 2 of Python Basics. So this is the fundamental part. So in this particular video, we are going to talk about the Python data types, which is a very important concept in Python or in any programming language. So understanding the data types. Whenever you are creating variable, for example age, and you assign it a value 10, that means you have to understand what type of variable did you create. So in this particular example, age is an integer data type. For example, when you are dealing with money, when you're programming and your program involves money, that means automatically it might involve decimal places. So whenever you are creating, for example, you say price is equals to 50.25. That means it's 50, maybe $50 and 25 cents, whatever the case. But in that particular example, that variable is of type float point numbers. That means, so I'm going to take you through the data types available. There are like 10 of them, but in this particular video, I'm going to talk about the 5 of them, and the other ones like the list, tuples, dictionaries, we are going to talk in part of data structures. It will be there. But in this particular video, we are going to talk about the very basics ones, like the integers, floats, string, boolean, and non-type. So we are going to start with the integers. Integer is a data type that represents the whole numbers. That is the positive or negative. The whole numbers which are positive or negative without any decimal point. For example, 25, negative 25. Those are integers. Then the other data type is the floating point numbers. Floating point numbers are they represent the real numbers and can have a fractional part. For example, 25.0, negative 25.0, like that. It's a decimal place numbers. So in short form. So the other one is the string. String represent the sequence of characters enclosed within single or double or triple quotes. For example, you are creating first name. First name is equals to Bill. You use a single quote or a double quote. That's a string. For example, you might find out somewhere you are going to use the triple string. For example, whenever you are commenting, that's also a string. I'm going to show you in an example in our coding way. So the other one is the boolean. Boolean represent the truth values. That is true or false. And they are always T starts with a capital, it's an uppercase, and false F is an uppercase. They are often used whenever in conditional expressions of the logical operations. We're going to learn about that later. The other one is the non-type. Non-type represents the absence of a value or null value. So those are the main ones we are going to talk. The five ones. So there are others like the lists. We have the tuples, dictionaries, sets. So we are going to talk about them in data structures. So let's go ahead and do our part in defining them and understanding them. Like we just did in variables, but let's do it and have more fun in this. So go ahead, create a file and name it dtype.py or whatever the name you are going to pick. So let's start with an integer. For example, age. Age is equals to 10. That's an integer. We already defined an integer. That's an integer, so let's comment it. The above to show that's an integer. Let's define a float like price. Price is equals to 25.50, like that. Sorry, make sure the indentation is correct. So let's define a string like first name. First name is equals to Bill. You can define last name. Use the single one now. Get. That's a string. I said about commenting. For example, here we can use a triple quote to comment. Instead of using the hashtag for commenting, let's use the triple one because we are defining a string. Yeah, those are the triple. Basically, this one you will use the triple quotes. Mostly happens you will use them inside the function. For example, you want to comment to explain about a particular function, what it does. So basically, that's where triple triple quotes comes in. So that's where you will use it most of the time. So because when I'm defining like these variables and I have to state like it the price of something, I don't have to use the triple quotes. But in a function, you will use that because you might find you're explaining a function in a 2-3 lines. You see, that's the benefit of using a triple quote. You can go to any number of lines that you intend to go up to. Yeah. So the other one we can define is the boolean. Boolean. We said those represent the truth values, true or false. We'll say it rains equals true. No rain equals false. Like that. That's how you define them. And it must start with an uppercase. So the other one is the noun type. The noun type is defined with the value none. Represents none. You use them mostly on the conditions one. The conditional expressions. You find them whenever you are like the ternary operator. You might use them whenever you are creating. You're using loops in a conjunction with the if. You might find using this one. Those are the ones that are available. So this is how you get the data type. I explained this. I have explained this before. Let's print the type. This is how you get the type integer. And all of them it's going to reply like that. We did for integer, let's do for string and print this Python d type by class float. Yeah, that's how you get the data type of a variable. Okay, you're asking yourself, why mostly do I have to get the data types? Let's see. Now you have defined them. Someone created an account. I used the name, bill, last name, get. And maybe he passed the ID as 6365. Now you want to create a username for this user and you want to join. You have to understand all the data types you are dealing with. You have the first name, so there is no problem. You want to create the username of this user as the Bill Gates 365. All of them join together. So you have to you can concatenate them. You're going to learn about the concatenation of strings of strings in separately in a particular video later. So first name plus the last name, and you go ahead do the ID because you want Bill Gates 365. This would be an error. And let me show you. This would be an error of concatenation. Why? Because you are joining these two would be okay. These two will be okay. Let's save that. Sorry. Let's run this. Bill Gates. How about now we go back to adding ID? This will be a concatenation error because you are joining strings with an integer. So how can you do it? So you can just come here and try to manipulate the string to turn the integer into a string. That will work. That's why you need to understand the data types whenever you are dealing with these programs, because it will help you when you are working. So there are other ways you can join strings with integers. For example, you can use the format. Format does like this. You can do it like this. You want to join the 3 format. I'm going to make the video for that. In the strings, whenever whenever you're dealing with the strings, so you're going to get that. So first name, last name, don't mind about this, you're going to learn about it later. And then here you don't have to define it as to add it as a string. It's going to be added automatically like that. So that's the good thing of understanding the data type you're dealing with. Understanding the first name is a string, the last name is a string, the ID is an integer. So whenever you want maybe to join them or form a sentence or a username, whatever, the thing is, because you are the one who is going to create the data types. So you definitely have to understand them so that you can work with them later on in your program. And that's all about Python data types. I hope you enjoyed the video. I think I made it very long, but it's quite interesting to understand all the important concepts of the Python data types. In the next video, we are going to deal with the comments, of which I have already showed you. Yeah, so see you in the next video. Thank you.